Hey, folks. My name is Kyle Maurer. I work for Sandhills Development in a product called Easy Digital Downloads. And today I'm joined by my friends Corey and David to talk about their experience moving to Easy Digital Downloads and running their amazing store. How's it going today, guys?
Pretty good, Kyle. Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Going great. Happy to be here.
I'm stoked to talk to you guys about your story. So, you run a company called Aspen Grove Studios. I was hoping maybe we could start with you guys telling me a little bit about the origins of this business and how you guys got to be working together.
Well, we're WordPress geniuses, and we decided two geniuses needed to work together. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, it was love at first Facebook site, I guess. Corey and I met in a Facebook group that was around WordPress, specifically around the Divi theme. And, we became friends and started helping each other out. I was new to WordPress. He had a little bit more experience than I did. And, we became friends, and ultimately, probably about a year after we collaborated on client projects together, we created our first plugin, which was a footer plugin, and realized that a lot of other people wanted to use our plugin. And that's kind of how we started, and we've been just kind of rocking and rolling ever since then.
That's pretty cool. So you guys started doing climate services together, some consulting and web dev projects, and then you built some products, and I imagine your catalog of products expanded from then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we sort of at first kind of combined resources, that we had, helped each other out, brainstorming on client projects. And then, in the community that we were in is Divi, which is, elegant themes. And it's a really tight, just really active community. And we started initially creating products just specifically for the Divi theme. So it's kind of from there taken off, and it's been exciting.
So what's your catalog of products look like now? How many products do you have? And are they still primarily focused on Divi users?
Well, it's wow, it's huge. It's a lot. It's kind of surprising. It's probably in the neighborhood of 100 products, and it is not limited to Divi only. We've acquired two companies along the way in the last couple of years. One was a Divi company. Another one was a WordPress company that focused on WooCommerce and e-commerce plugins. So we have a suite of e-commerce related plugins for WordPress. We've got Divi child themes. We've built our Gutenberg theme, which is called 42. And we've got quite a few products, but it's not limited to Divi any longer. And we also do courses. We do online education around the WordPress space.
That's a lot of stuff, you guys.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, always on the go. Our Slack channels, just constantly, making the clicking noise and going off in different channels and stuff, and it's fun.
Wow. Yeah. So what do either of you focus on? Where are your responsibilities focused?
Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, I'm pretty heavily involved. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, David and I are always touching base, talking about the direction of the company, and some of the higher level decisions. My primary focus is primarily on support. That's not only on customer support, but also product support, tracking bugs, prioritizing bugs, feature ads, things like that. So on a day-to-day basis, that takes up a good portion of my time. I also, am somewhat involved in content writing, tutorials, things like that.
Yeah, and I handle most of the business related things and the marketing for the company. So Corey handles the products, and we both kind of have our hands in on product development. And he handles a lot of the support stuff. I handle a lot of the marketing stuff, and then we get together and to decide on what direction we're going to go on and stuff. And
that's exciting
for our company.
So I get the fun stuff, the support. Yeah. I'm just kidding. It is fun dealing, talking to the clients.
Well,
and hearing their needs. And
here's the true story. Corey was much more technical than me, so he got stuck with support. And you don't want me around dealing with support and fixing things, because it's just not going to happen. We'll have a bunch of pissed off customers, and that's not good.
We've done a lot of that. Yeah. Well, you and I both know, David, that marketing has its own share of challenges.
It does. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. Well, at a certain point, You guys put your heads together and decided that you had to do something different when it came to your e-commerce platform. Can you tell us like what led to that point? What challenges you were experiencing when you said like we need to make a change?
Yeah, we were kind of surprised at the success of our early products, and initially it was free products, and we were just kind of like, I'm not going to say it was a hobby, but we were kind of testing the waters, and we put out free products, right? And those free products, we soon realized we can't support these. It's a lot of work. Uh, you know, we then turned those into paid products. And at the time we were on WooCommerce, we didn't have licensing implemented. So they were just one-offs. You buy it, there's no licensing, within the plugin files or the child theme files. And I think, just looking forward, we realized that wasn't a sustainable business model. So, when we were talking about implementing licensing and doing research, and from people we talked to, easy digital downloads, just, from our research and from people we talked to, just seemed like such a better solution than WooCommerce, which, doesn't have licensing. I'm going to say it's a little bit more like obtuse to work with the WooCommerce licensing software than it is with EDD. And I think a lot of people will tell you the same.
Sure. Sure. How long ago did you guys actually make the migration?
About a year and a half, I guess, huh, Corey?
Has it been that long?
It's been about a year.
It's been close to
It's
that,
been
yeah.
over a year. It's been
How
at
long?
least. We launched our licensing and memberships on September the 20th of last year. So about a year ago, and I feel like
Well, I think we started planning on migrating a year and a half ago. I don't think that we actually reached the point to where we got to it until about a year ago.
Sure.
When we did
it's been
implement
at least a
them.
year then.
Yeah.
We have. Maybe it all launched. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it did all launch September 20th, 2017. So coming up on our 1 year EDD-versary, man.
Yeah. So one of the reasons that we're talking today is that looking back after the course of this year, you guys, from the sounds of it, have had a pretty positive experience. Is that true?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
extremely. Yeah.
let's talk about like just the migration process real quick. Were there any big challenges that you encountered in that process that held you back, that were frustrating?
Corey, I'm gonna let you field these questions, buddy.
Yeah. I think just beyond the general learning curve, and I'm not saying that EDD isn't intuitive, but just the general learning curve of like working with licensing, recurring payments, that sort of thing definitely was a learning curve. Migration wise, we did have to take our people who had already purchased our one-off plugins, and we thought it would be the best thing to do to just grandfather them in for lifetime license. So for us, there were some challenges in migrating. I think if it was a straight migration, and we didn't have some of the things that we had to do thrown in there, it would have been easier. But we had to take those people, grandfather them in, give them lifetime licenses for all of the previous products that they had purchased. So I was involved in it. David was involved in it. We did have to seek the help of some developers, which, if you ever feel out of your comfort zone on anything, there's a lot of awesome people out there who work with EDD, and the EDD team has their support team was awesome with questions. But overall, in retrospect, it wasn't that bad. So yeah,
That's good to hear. Like
Yeah.
that is really important, I know how challenging it can be when you have like. It's not that hard to start up like a new store from scratch, like
Yeah.
but when you already have products and customers and transaction records and stuff, then it becomes a little interesting to move to a new platform, regardless of what it is. Things don't always line up quite perfectly.
Yeah, so we did have to write some of our own scripts along the way, and fix certain things that were probably our internal fault during the migration. But at the end of the day, we're extremely happy, and it's been great. So
Yeah, and I think, our situation is pretty unique. It is not it's atypical. People typically starting a online store, they're not going to have the customers and data, but we also had the complexity of we acquired another business at the same time. So we had two totally different databases that we were merging in, grandfathering in, bringing all of these products into one place. It was quite the chore. The good news is that it's been pretty awesome. I mean, it came off. We had some hiccups and stuff, but you know,
It sounds pretty complicated, but now it makes sense because I know that before the migration, you did have hair, David.
well, hey,
Yeah,
what can I say?
I've gotten a lot of grays since then.
That's right.
No, it's great. I'm really happy to hear that it was a good experience and that you guys completed the migration. You're up and running. 1 year later, what's the experience been since then? Sum it up.
David, I'll let you talk.
Okay.
For us, I think our business has just boomed since then, but I'll let David cover it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really, really good. What I like about Easy Digital Downloads is the flexibility, the ability to move quickly, the upgrade paths with the licensing. I like the fact that you guys have the integrations that we need to run our business, which are, I believe we use your updates, your update servers and stuff. The licensing has been great. Your all access has been really, really good because it's given us the flexibility to not only offer our products as an a la carte, but it's also given us the flexibility to add memberships and stuff to our site, which has increased our revenue. I think at the end of the day, for any business owner and an e-commerce store, revenue is what's driving the company and stuff. So when we started last year, when we were on WooCommerce and before we made the migration, Corey and our team was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and our team is now 17 people 1 year later. And it is revenue wise has just has gone through the roof. And I definitely think that EDD has played a large part in that because from the marketing side, it's given us the flexibility to pivot when we need to pivot, to change things up, to make different offerings to clients based on our needs and stuff. It's been really good. It's been great. I have nothing to say but awesome things about Easy Digital Downloads.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
it was kind of a godsend too. That All Access came, and I think All Access is coming up on its 1 year anniversary as well, or close to it. But we wanted to do the memberships. Using EDD and bundle products wasn't the way to go, just because we had like so many products, and I was kind of tasked with coming up with a plan on having these memberships, and we had a annual membership and then a lifetime membership. And it seems like almost at the exact same time I was researching, like I get an email from you guys, and it was like the All Access announcement. And I got to say, like, diving into that and working with you guys, and I believe Phil, I believe Phil was one of the developers on it, and he was just great answering questions, and I could tell he was excited that to help people out that were implementing that into their business plan. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's great to hear. And so it's cool that you have not only established yourself on another platform that's a good fit for you, but we're able to transition towards some new business pricing models and approaches that work really good for both you and your customers.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
great. Do you have any good advice for others who are, maybe getting started in selling their digital products now that you guys are veterans running a successful online store?
I still don't feel like a veteran. We've been selling products online now for, well, I guess 3 years, and I still feel like such a newbie. I think do some research. Find out what your goals are of your website. There's lots of different options for you out there. If you're selling digital products and that's the only thing that you're selling, I highly recommend that you go with Easy Digital Downloads. You can use WooCommerce, for example, but it's overkill. It's not, and what we found out is we just didn't need all of, the weight that WooCommerce brings to a website and stuff. We were just selling digital products, weren't doing shipping, taxes, none of that stuff. So do some research, find out what your goals are and your needs are, and the guys over at Easy Digital Downloads, Kyle's one of them. They're great to work with. Ask them questions, pick their brain, find out if they're a good fit for you and stuff. And I think you'll be pleased.
Thanks, David.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my tidbit is going to be, especially if you're developing digital software for dynamic platform like WordPress, and you're having to do updates and provide support. It can be a lot of work. There's a ton of value in what you can do. So definitely consider licensing your products from the get-go. It's gonna give you a lot of flexibility long term. And if you're not having that return on your investment into your products, you're not giving back what you need to your customer. So there's value in what you do, and licensing for us has been key. So
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good advice. A lot of good stuff to consider.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to just tell your story. And we'll probably be featuring you more or something on the blog, I think, and encourage people to reach out to you with questions or check out your website. You want to take a minute to just describe where they can learn more about Aspen Grove Studios and the products you offer?
Absolutely. Just head on over to aspengrovestudios.com. Our Divi property is divi.space. And we also do e-commerce stuff over at potentplugins.com, which will eventually get rolled in Aspen Grove Studios. But if you go aspengrovestudios.com, you'll find us. Google us. We're on all the things,
Yeah.
You'll find
Yeah.
us.
And people out there, feel free to reach out to us. We love passing along our knowledge along to people, as well as, we're still learning from people who have been in this space a lot longer than we have as well. So if you got questions, need some advice, shoot us a message. Probably won't get back to you right away, maybe within a day or so, but we'll try our best to get back to you.
That's very generous. Thank you guys so much for your time and for your great advice.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's been great.